Today, in a weekly wrap-up, yet another oil refinery ablaze. Which of Ukrainian weapons did it? Coalition of the willing, peace for Ukraine can be guaranteed by it. Putin invites Zelensky to Moscow, and that's just like inviting Roosevelt to Tokyo after Pearl Harbor. Hello, we are UATV. I am Henry Keane, and you're sincerely welcome to Weekly Wrap-Up. In the early hours of September 5th, a massive drone assault targeted multiple regions of Russia with reports of explosions and fires in at least 14 different areas and locations. Nearly 100 drones were involved in the coordinated attack. In Russian city of Ryazan, residents reported loud blasts and a fire breaking out at a local oil refinery as of August 2nd after yet another attack. This refinery has shut down about half of its production capacity. Footage appears to show a significant blaze in Russia's Lipetsk region. Drones struck the Energia plant at the city of Yelets. The Energia plant, which has been targeted by drones many times before in the past, plays a key role in supporting Russia's war machine as the plant is involved in the production of components for guided aerial bombs. Also in Russian-occupied Luhansk, a refinery was hit during the first wave of the drone attack, followed by a second strike that targeted exactly an ammunition depot. This latest wave of drone attacks shows just how far and fast things can escalate and are escalating. With refineries, weapon plants and ammo depots being hit, the pressure on Russia's war machine is clearly mounting.
At the International Defense Industry Exhibition in Poland, Ukraine showcased a wide range of ground robotic systems, FPV drones, and long-range unmanned aerial vehicles. The company Firepoint, already known for its developments such as the Flamingo and FP1, shared ambitious plans regarding ballistic weaponry, specifically the production of next-generation ballistic missiles FP7 and FP9. A key advantage is the use of proven technologies from the Flamingo cruise missile, allowing them to utilize existing components. The FP7 has a range of up to 200 kilometers, a maximum speed of 1,500 meters per second. It carries a 150-kilogram warhead and has a maximum flight duration of 250 seconds. It is designed for quick strikes on medium-range targets. The FP9 reaches up to 855 kilometers in range, with a speed of 2,200 meters per second, an 800-kilogram warhead, and a flight altitude of up to 70 kilometers. It can strike deep behind enemy lines. Firepoint also presented a middle strike class drone designed to hit frontline targets with a 100-kilogram warhead. The drone comes in versions with autonomous targeting for strikes on stationary targets and remote manual control for engaging moving targets. The FP2 is similar in design to its predecessor, the long-range FP1, which Ukrainian forces are already using to strike targets deep inside Russian territory. Firepoint will begin producing fuel for long-range missiles in Denmark, marking the first-ever Ukrainian arms production facility on NATO territory. This was announced by the Danish government on September 4th.
This is another example of standing shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine. Their fight for freedom is our fight for freedom. Putin shows every day that he will not stop, and that is why we must help Ukrainians stop him. By creating Firepoint on Danish soil, we ensure both our security and a contribution from Danish business to Europe's defense. Morten Budskov, Denmark's business minister.
At Poland's defense exhibition, Ukroboronprom also revealed details about another new weapon, the Ukrainian drone missile Polyanichia. First announced in 2024, its specifications had been kept secret until now. The Polyanichia weighs 320 kilograms, with up to 100 kilograms of payload. It is long-range and can reach about 20 Russian airfields within its operational radius. Analysts noted one of the most interesting features is its speed, reaching 900 kilometers per hour, comparable to the Russian Kh-101 cruise missiles. The development of long-range weapons is becoming a key focus of Ukraine's defense industry. As Ukrainian-produced missiles and drones gain greater range and accuracy, the geography of the war itself is changing. Strikes deep into enemy rear areas are becoming the norm rather than the exception, thanks to Ukrainian weapons that are now close to NATO-level technology. Reported by Oleksandra Zaslavets, UATV News.
Vladimir Putin this week has said three things worth mentioning, maybe. A, he invited Zelensky to Moscow for peace talks. B, he said that any foreign troops in Ukraine will be targeted by Russian missiles. And C, he said there is no problems in the Russian economy. As simple as that. Just hear the Russian Tsar himself.
Regarding potential foreign military contingents in Ukraine, it is one of the root causes behind drawing Ukraine into NATO. Therefore, if some troops appear there, especially now, during military operations, we proceed from the fact that these will be legitimate targets for destruction. Now, the head of Sberbank of Russia knows it. We are in constant contact with him. He participates in many of our meetings, which are held, including those with me, with the government and the central bank. Some members of the government are of the same opinion.
President Trump took another 2 weeks to decide what is going to be, and if there is going to be, in the first place, any American contribution to the coalition of the willing. French President Emmanuel Macron has also confirmed all is ready in Europe. The ball is now in American court, and US President Donald Trump is aware of the fact.
Everything has been clarified at today's coalition meeting. The contributions from European countries, Asia-Pacific nations and Canada. We've defined the first commitments, the secondary commitments in order to end the war. All of these has been agreed upon today with President Trump. We'll clearly define America's contribution to this coalition in the coming weeks. Emmanuel Macron, President of France, during a press briefing in Paris.
As of now, 35 leaders of the coalition of the willing are ready to make a political commitment to provide Ukraine with security guarantees, while 26 countries have said they are willing to send troops or supply specific assets to support the security forces. America is yet to determine ins and outs of this, and obviously a ceasefire is needed for that. And then, all of a sudden, someone quite famous with his everlasting desire for peace in Ukraine speaks out again.
Next time, if someone really wants to meet us, we are ready. The best place for this is the capital of the Russian Federation, the hero city of Moscow.
Right. Well, some might say that for Putin, calling Zelensky for peace talks to Moscow today, after invading Ukraine, is the same as back then for the Emperor of Japan, Hirohito, to call Theodore Roosevelt to Tokyo for peace talks after Pearl Harbor. However, if Trump ever asks Putin why a ceasefire in Ukraine just did not happen, despite all of Trump's efforts, actually, before Alaska, and during it, and after it, even so, Putin just continued killing civilians and children in Ukraine every single day. And Trump still continued to give him extra time, 2 weeks for so many times. And Putin himself was talking about how ready he was for a peace in Ukraine. And it just never happened. So if Donald Trump ever asks Putin why, Vladimir Putin actually has a hard-to-break argument to present. It's all about the English language that is so hard for Russians to grasp. While talking about a peace in Ukraine, what Putin actually always meant was a peace of Ukraine. And then Putin can ask another 2 weeks from the American administration to learn the difference in spelling, and he will get it, of course. We can see most vividly how Russians seek and desire peace as a humanitarian demining group was targeted by a Russian ballistic missile in the Chernihiv region just yesterday. The death toll is 2 people for now. Initially, 3 people were reported injured, but later updates confirmed there were 5 people injured. The missile has hit at 14:55 during an air raid alert right at a checkpoint at the entrance to a village. The Russians swiftly reported on that and posted a video of the strike, claiming they have hit, I quote them, a drone unit of the Ukrainian armed forces, end of quote. Well, that is it right there. Actions speak louder than any words from the Kremlin. It's lies. Please pay attention to actions, not rhetoric. It was Henry Keane. Thank you so very much for standing with Ukraine. Please subscribe to stay tuned to what is happening in the world, shown from Ukrainian perspective. Thank you and goodbye.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine Today. Join us now.